Welcome to Hardscape Nation Follow Friday, where we take a look at the best social media from around the entire hardscape and landscape industry. Every week, we answer one question about social media from you. And this week, we have more of a statement than a question, but it's a good one from Mark, who says, "We tried using social media to get more leads for our business, but after 6 months, it was clear it wasn't going to work. We just don't have time to do it anymore." Well, Mark, you bring up two very good points. First of all, 6 months is not nearly enough time to find out if social media works, if you're not using a specific plan to get those leads. What I mean by a specific plan is something like our contractor's social referral plan, where you're actually following a step-by-step process. With something like that, you can expect to see early results. But if you're just starting to grow a local following by just posting pictures of your projects, products, and people, it's going to take a lot longer. You can't get good at something in 6 months unless you're following someone else's proven plan. Now to your second point, Mark, about not having enough time to do social anymore. This is what a lot of people don't realize, how long it actually takes to properly plan, manage, and measure their social activity. It's not a couple of hours a week kind of thing if your goal is to see consistent results. And that's why people are so surprised when we talk to them for the first time and we go through the planning of a strategy, the creation of a content calendar, the tools and software to make it look good, run smoothly, and measure how we're doing. They are blown away by the scope of what actually needs to be done. And that's why we always strongly suggest that companies talk to a company that specializes in social media management, so you can learn and get the tips and tricks from those who do it for a living. Thanks for your input, Mark. I hope you will consider using social media again sometime soon, just like the three companies that we feature today in this week's episode number 12. First up today is TurfBoss Landscaping and Property Maintenance out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. Now, I have a special place in my heart for hardscape and landscape companies who work in areas of Canada and the US that have such short seasons and such extreme climates. I mean, they can go from plowing 2 feet of snow in -30 to compacting their base and screeding sand in +30 heat. All in the matter of a few weeks, it seems. But I also love when hardscape companies show a little of their human side. You know, the part of you that acknowledges that we all make mistakes, like going to the wrong house to do a spring cleanup. The funny thing is, you never know if something like this can lead to something positive down the road. And even if it doesn't, being able to shake it off and actually use it in your social media messaging makes your company come across as more likable. And who doesn't want to work with companies that are likable and do good work, even if that work is at the wrong address? Love what you're doing, TurfBoss. Please check them out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube today. Next up is Greenscape4U from the Kitchener-Waterloo area of Ontario. Now, I love when companies share interesting information, interesting images, and great video on social, especially when it has nothing to do with their own company, products, or services. It's just a good idea to change it up once in a while and show off something fun. And there is nothing more fun than when it comes to a squirrel stealing a GoPro camera and taking off while recording the entire adventure. Now, I'm not sure why this little guy or girl decided to grab the GoPro. Maybe with Mother's Day coming up, they decided to get mom something special. But whatever the reason, I love seeing a point of view video of a funny, furry little fellow running up a tree and going from branch to branch. So the lessons here are: take time to add something fun to your social profiles once in a while. And number 2, don't leave your GoPro in a place where the local wildlife can make YouTube videos with it. Thanks to the Weather Channel for the footage, and great job Greenscape4U for putting a smile on my face this week. Please give them a follow on their social profiles today. And last up is Signature Landscape from Mokina, Illinois. I hope I pronounced that right. Sometimes when we're trying so hard to make our social media platforms look great for new customers, we forget that it can also be a great platform to thank our existing customers as well. And this week, Signature Landscape decided to show off a really nice handwritten thank you note from one of their clients. Now, customer reviews are an important part of getting new customers, and sites like Angie's List, Houzz, and HomeStars should be an important part of your sales plan. Just make sure to monitor them for accuracy and respond to all comments. But in my mind, there is nothing as powerful as a thank you card that was purchased, written, signed, and sent by a happy client. Especially when you look at the last line that says, "You really are great at what you do." Words that you can read over and over again, never get tired of. Great job, Signature Landscape. Make sure to follow them on Instagram today and follow their lead when it comes to your customer reviews. Thanks for checking out this week's Hardscape Nation Follow Friday. Join us next week for more great content and social media from around the hardscape and landscape industry. Remember, we're answering one of your questions every week, so keep sending us those questions. And as always, if you see something that you thought we should have shared this week, leave a comment, send us a private message. We want to know what we're missing. Thanks again for joining us. Stay safe and be social, Hardscape Nation.